Once you hear these truths, you'll realize how often you've been giving away your worth without noticing. After this, you'll see it everywhere, in your actions, and in how she reacts to you. These are the 9 things a wise man never does. Understanding them won't just clarify how you see women, it will give you quiet power. Take a deep breath, clear distractions, and stay until the end. Because after this, you'll never need to chase anyone again. Rule 1. Never over-explain yourself. Most men lose power not from weakness, but from trying too hard to be understood. Words don't build connection. They reveal position. Every justification quietly places you out beneath the listener, seeking permission to exist. A submissive frame psychologists call dependent validation. When she asks, "Why didn't you reply right away?" Your calm is what matters, not your explanation. Shifts in energy reveal weakness, not care. Machiavelli warned that rulers who defend themselves too much appear guilty, and the same applies here. Say what needs to be said once, and let silence do the rest. Silence doesn't confuse, it creates curiosity. True power is calm, unshaken composure. Every time you explain yourself to gain understanding, you lose control of perception, and perception shapes power. Speak less, mean every word, and remain mysterious. Mystery doesn't hide weakness, it creates value. Rule 2. Never chase. Chasing kills attraction. Pursuit is guided by purpose, calm and grounded. Chasing is driven by fear, fear of losing attention or being forgotten. When you chase, you silently say, "You have the power. I'm just trying to keep up." Energy reveals leadership. Tone, timing, and tension all expose whether you're leading or begging. Abundance never chases validation. It waits, selects, attracts. When she pulls away or delays replies, she's testing your emotional gravity. A grounded man stays still. No double texting, no bargaining for attention. Every insistence says her approval is your oxygen. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must never beg for loyalty. He must inspire it through presence. When you stop chasing, you regain power. Energy follows value, and value belongs to the man who can walk away. Smart men don't chase, they lead. Rule 3. Don't reveal your whole life. Too soon, emotional exposure isn't connection, it's a trap. Oversharing kills mystery, and mystery is leverage. Reveal fragments, not your full story. Let curiosity build. When you expose everything too early, you remove discovery. The tension attraction thrives on. It creates emotional saturation. She feels like she's seen the entire movie before it starts. True intimacy is timing. Reveal slowly, with purpose. A man who overshares seeks validation, not depth, and desperation reverses polarity. Your story gains power when protected. Your silence gains value when intentional. Mysterious men aren't hiding, they're mastering exposure. What's rare is respected. What's easily known is easily forgotten. Rule 4. Never try to change her. She might be magnetic and beautiful, but beneath it may lie chaos. Mood swings, contradictions, self-sabotage. You'll want to fix her, but that's ego, not love. A wise man never plays savior. The moment you try to heal her wounds, you're defined by them. Machiavelli warned rulers not to reform others too quickly. People cling to flaws as virtues. When you try to fix her, she sees control, not care. Each attempt to calm her storms shows she can shake yours. The more her emotions move you, the less she respects you. She doesn't need saving. She needs to feel your grounded presence while she saves herself. Be empathetic, but unmoved. Stoicism isn't coldness. It's control, caring without collapsing. The man who stays steady becomes the calm she returns to. Rule 5. Never neglect your mission for her. It starts softly, long talks, shared moments, and soon discipline fades. Workouts stop, goals blur. You orbit her world instead of your own. You call it love, but it's the erosion of purpose. Machiavelli warned, a ruler without mission becomes servant to emotion. When you make her your center, she feels it, and respect dies. Your mission is oxygen. When you trade it for comfort, polarity dies too. In dark psychology, this is collapse of hierarchy. You give emotional control to the one meant to follow your stability. A wise man builds his world and invites her to walk beside him, not above him. Passion without purpose becomes dependency, and dependency breeds resentment. If she complains that your goals take time, smile and keep building. A real woman sees your ambition as strength, not competition. When you chase purpose, she chases you, not because you run, but because you walk with direction. Rule 6. Never compete for her attention. It happens fast. She laughs elsewhere, and panic sets in. You talk louder, crack jokes, seek her gaze, and lose your composure. The instant you compete for attention, you admit she holds your validation. Machiavellian psychology calls this status collapse, betraying your inner hierarchy by placing others' opinions above your own. A wise man never plays that game. Attention, like loyalty, must be earned through gravity. The man with presence doesn't fight for it. He commands it. So if she flirts or drifts, stay composed. Not cold, just calm. Whoever controls their emotions controls the frame. React, and she leads. Stay centered, and curiosity returns. The paradox of attraction. The more you fight for attention, the less you get. True value doesn't announce itself, it's felt. The unshaken man becomes the center others revolve around. Rule 7. Never make her the source of your happiness. If she's the reason you smile, she'll also be the reason you break. Handing her emotional control isn't romance, it's dependence disguised as devotion. Machiavelli said, "A prince who builds his fortress on another's land will lose his kingdom. Build your happiness within." Joy comes from self-respect and purpose, not validation. This is emotional sovereignty, peace that cannot be disturbed. When you're self-sustained, she feels safe, not pressured. Neediness repels. Wholeness attracts. A woman should add to your happiness, not define it. Ask yourself, would I still be at peace if she left tomorrow? If not, you've replaced mission with dependency. When you master yourself, you stop seeking completion and start attracting complement. The less you need her, the more she desires you, for your depth, not your dependence. Rule 8. Don't react emotionally to her tests. Every man has felt it. The pullback, the teasing remark, the subtle provocation. It's not always malice, it's measurement. She's asking, can he stay centered when I shake him? Machiavelli said a ruler's strength shows not in peace, but in threat. Every test is a mirror. If you react, you show insecurity. You reveal your balance depends on her behavior. A wise man breathes, observes, and responds calmly. If she provokes, smile. If she withdraws, stay grounded. If she mocks, meet her eyes in silence. Silence isn't weakness, it's psychological power. Emotional mastery means staying unmoved while others react. When you stop being tested, you become the test. And respect always follows composure. Rule 9. Never apologize for your standards. In a world that glorifies tolerance and calls boundaries ego, they'll say you're too picky or demanding. But real men define their peace and defend it without guilt. Standards aren't rules for others. They're boundaries for yourself. The line between power and chaos. The man who can walk away from what insults his values always holds the upper hand. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must know the limits of tolerance. Mercy without measure becomes weakness. If you keep forgiving betrayal or disrespect, you're not kind. You're conquered. The world rewards compliant men who smile through chaos. But a self-aware man doesn't apologize for protecting his mental kingdom. He doesn't need perfection. He needs peace. When she mocks your standards or calls you cold, let her. What they call cold is clarity, and clarity separates rulers from followers. Never lower your expectations for those who can't rise to meet them. The right woman won't see your standards as control. She'll see them as safety. Because the moment you start apologizing for your standards, you begin negotiating your worth. And a man who negotiates his worth is always underpaid, emotionally and spiritually.